Welcome back to today's Miyax Meet the Pack. Today is a remake of our video with Ash. Ash is inside with us today because he can and does live inside the house. Ash, keeping him in shot might be quite tricky, but he'll probably just wander around doing his own thing. Ash, come. Okay. Down, down, down. Down. Good boy. Right, try again. So, meet the pack with Ash. This is Wild Paws Ash. He's from Sweden. Down. Down. And Ash is very much just a family dog. He's also one of the stud dogs here in the Miyax pack. He's 4 years old and currently weighing about 50 kilos, which is a little bit less than we would like him to be weighing. But he had gastroenteritis back in September time, and lost about 10% of his body weight at that time. So he lost about 5 kilos. So we're just coming back up now to his full weight. He's doing very well. Lie down. And he's fully recovered, just slowly building him back up to his former glory. He's getting his winter coat in now as well, because he does spend his nights outside. He doesn't have to, he just, as you can see, gets too hot being inside with us all the time because we like to put the central heating on. Come and sit down. You've got to stay in the camera. Turn around. Round. This way. Good boy. So yeah, he's 4 years old. He can live indoors and outdoors. It gets a bit hot when we put the central heating on, so he likes to sleep outside. He is a stud dog here, so that means that he's fully health tested. He's probably not going to just sit, because any other time he would just be lounging around, but because we're making a video, he's obviously not. Sit down, Ash. Down. 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 Down's something he only learnt this summer, so he's doing quite well with it. He's been fully health tested. His hips are 2 on the left, 2 on the right, total score of 4. That's with the British Veterinary Association. Your butt is not what everybody wants to see. Come. Come. Lie down. Lie down. They're trying to see your face, okay? And his elbows have also been x-rayed and they were 0 and 0, so his elbows are perfect. His eyes have been tested by the British Veterinary Association ophthalmologist. Come on, people don't want to see your butt. Come, lie down, down, down. That is just your butt, okay. And he has been genetically screened for lots of different genetic and hereditary mutations that cause faults. So he's completely clear of everything that we've tested him for. So that's all the things that Embark at Cornell test for. There's 250 odd things in that. None of those, he wasn't even a carrier, so he's completely clear of everything they test for. We also sent a test over to another laboratory, to Lablikin. Come and sit down, please. Down. And that was completely clear for pituitary dwarfism, although, you know, if a dog's carrying dwarfism, you can't actually see it. But I think it's fair to say with Ash and the size of all Ash's puppies, we might definitely not be dealing with dwarfism, perhaps dealing with something opposite to that. Are you going to lie down for me? Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. 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 He's not fooled. He knows I haven't got anything in my hand. Let's try these little bits. Lie down. 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 No? He says, I don't think what you've got in your hand is worth it. He's right, it was just a crumb. So he was completely clear of everything that we've tested him for genetically, and he's obviously a very healthy specimen when it comes to his hips and elbows and his eyes that have been looked at quite regularly. What else we got to tell you about you, Ash? For some reason he's pacing around, and he's not normally. He does just get down and lie down, which is true, isn't it? And he's just nodding. Yeah, he does. We do have several girls here, though. Here we go. We do have several girls in season here at home, though. So obviously, being an entire male, he is wondering where the girls are at the moment, which is good, because that's the way we want him to be. As you can see, he's not overly distressed or particularly anxious. He's a bit warm because we've had the heating on, but he's not too anxious about where the girls are, but curious about whether or not there might be any girls here indoors today. What else have we got to tell her about you, Ash? I think just that Ash is super food motivated, as you can see, willing to do pretty much anything, willing to learn, very biddable, as long as there's something in it for him. Crumbs, it seems, are not sufficient. They do have to be actual treats in your hand, but he's very willing to work and learn new things for treats. He's a good boy in the house. He's never been destructive at all. He likes a few toys, but I wouldn't say, he likes more things he can chew, doesn't he? Sort of like thick, the Dura bones, or, you know, the camel skins, things like that. He's not a big one for playing with just fluffy, squeaky toys. No, he just ignores those for the most part. He is pretty lazy. He does like to lounge around. He is crate trained as well. So we obviously recently came on holiday with us, and we stayed in a cabin where he slept in a crate at night with us. He's also, you know, pretty good with everything, actually, Ash is. He's good with other dogs. Come and lie down. You're making it look like you'll never lie down, and you're just dull. Come on. Oh, I know it's warm in here. So what else? What else, baby boy? What was I saying? I don't know, I can't remember. We've been on holiday. He's good in the house. He's good at pretty much everything. Oh, he's good with other dogs. He's good at public events. He's good with children. He's good with old people. He's good with, you know, everything. I've literally not come across anything. He's even good with other entire boys, believe it or not. He's never an instigator. I think he's very aware of how big he is, and he's super confident with that. So nobody really gets to bother you, do they? Nothing winds you up. Come on, you're just standing in the way. Come here. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. He very much loves his mother. That's me. I would say that he is definitely more my dog than Andy's dog. Would you say that's fair? He's more of my baby. But having said that, he's good with you two. He's good with everybody, really, isn't he? Yeah, it's really hard to say anything negative about Ash. We've literally, other than the fact he's a bit of a giant, we've never had any issues with him. And I know that everyone in the wolf dog community, and particularly on the internet, is waiting for us to tell you what the negatives are. And I'd like to always try and be honest about the negatives with our dogs. I always like to do a balanced approach, but I genuinely have nothing negative to say about this dog. Can you think of any? No, he doesn't resource guard. He does resource guard from other dogs. In all fairness, that's probably the one thing. So he doesn't resource guard with us humans. So we're, you know, he's quite happy for us to handle his things, to handle his food. To, you know, I'm not saying that people should, But what I'm saying is it is safe to do so with Ash. It's quite safe to handle his food. He's, you know, good with his toys, chews, treats, whatever he's got. He's quite safe around humans. He doesn't resource guard from human beings at all. Ash. But he does resource guard from other dogs, all other dogs, girls, boys, his food in particular. Let me stand up. So we have to be careful when we're feeding him. So we feed Ash obviously separately from other dogs for the most part. So we have lots of dogs where we can just put the bowl down for that dog and they'll eat there, and put the bowl down over there for the other dog and they'll eat there. And we can't really do that with Ash because he'll eat his food and then he'll go and push all the other dogs out of their bowl. And because he's such a big dog, he doesn't even have to do that aggressively. He just literally goes over and pushes them out of the way, and they submit to him and let him take their food. So we do have to be careful, otherwise he'd just eat everybody's food. And he can, if there is something, like if there's a treat or something on the floor, he will growl at another dog to make that dog back off so he can take the food, won't he? He's, you know, and that's pretty, sounds a lot when it comes from a big dog like this. Come on, sit down, finally. So yeah, that's probably the only negative, is that the other dog could take that badly. And luckily, none of our dogs take it badly because they all look at him and think, yeah, let him, he can have it. He can have it, and give it up, don't they, as the most part. Some of the girls will argue with him a bit to keep their food, but you know, he doesn't hurt anyone. He just makes a lot of noise when he's trying to keep your food, don't you, from the other dogs. And usually you win. I'd say 90% of the time with the ladies, you win the food, don't you? They let you take it. He is respectful though, like we were saying in our video last week. When a bitch is pregnant or a bitch has recently had puppies, he's very respectful of them with food, because he understands that then he feels perhaps they need that food more than he does. So then he's quite sweet about it, aren't you? But that is more only on those particular occasions. It's not the general normal rule of thumb, is it? Now then, what else can we say about you? He's very tall. He's about 33 inches to the shoulder. So that's from standing to the top of his shoulder blades. He's about 33 inches tall, which is one of the tallest wolf dogs that we own. It's one of the tallest dogs that we own. I think he is the tallest dog. Maybe Woden's giving him a bit of a run for his money at the moment because Woden's still growing, but Ash is currently the tallest dog that we have. He's definitely the biggest in weight and overall size. He is quite thick boned, as you can see. His head, yes, his head is enormous. I don't know if you can even see him in the camera anymore. His head is huge, huge head, twice the size of mine. Yeah, good boy. So he's a very, very large dog. And a lot of the reason that he's such a large dog comes from his Nordic breed ancestry. So Ash, as you can see, has a lot of wolf ancestry. I don't think that is up for debate, and it's quite clear, I think, just looking at him. But he also has some Malamute ancestry, quite recent as well. I think it was his his grandfather, his great-grandfather? I'd have to double check, but it's quite recent, the Malamute ancestry, pure Malamute there that was used into the line, and it's very obvious. It's very obvious when you look at the size of the bones and the overall weight of the dog. So he's a big dog, solid bones, large skull, large muzzle. There is recent Nordic breed ancestry. Alongside that, he's got a pinch of Czechoslovakian wolf dog. It is only a small amount, and that was obviously added in more recent generations. And also there is, what's the other breed in Ash? There's no German Shepherd in Ash at all. There's no Husky in Ash. what is it? Oh, I get there. So it was a sort of North European landrace dog. So what we would kind of loosely describe as a husky, but not a Siberian husky. So there's no Siberian husky shows on his genetic testing, because it was really just a sort of mixed breed, which I'm sure would offend the people that breed Northern landrace dogs. They don't consider them mixed breed, but Northern European landrace, so a working in harness Nordic dog as well. And that's it. That's all that's in his ancestry. And he was been, bred for multiple generations, wolf dog to wolf dog, with the addition of a recent purebred Malamute and a recent purebred Czechoslovakian wolf dog within the last 3 to 4 generations, basically. And that means that he's very multi-generational. The wolf ancestry in him, Ash, come, stop. He's gone to his dad for a fuss. That's not helping though, Ash. Ash, Ash, come and sit down, baby. Come on. The wolf ancestry in him comes from both Northern Europe and Northern America. When I say Northern Europe, it's right on the border between Northern Europe and Russia. There was some wolves that were added many decades ago to a breeding program for wolf dogs there. So that was sort of back circa 1980s, late 1980s. And then North America, but that was even longer ago. That would have been circa the 1970s and very early 1980s. So there are 2 distinct subspecies of wolf involved there, probably more from his North American side because they're a bit of a melting pot of subspecies of wolves that were used in their wolf dog breeding programs throughout the 80s and 90s and still today. So quite a variety of wolf subspecies in his history, but we are talking 40 plus years ago. More recently been added purebred Malamute and Czechoslovakian wolf dog. And genetically, he's very diverse as a result of that, because his coefficient of inbreeding score for in his genetic testing came back at 2%. So Ash is a very diverse dog, which I think helps in his overall size and strength a little bit as well. It obviously gives him plenty of genetic vitality that he passes on to his offspring. He's gone back to his dad again, which I said earlier he's my dog, but for some reason during this video he's gone back to Andy. So yes, that's about all we've got to say about you. Ash is having a good look at the camera. You probably got a nice close-up then. You get a close-up of you? Are you going to come and sit down? Maybe. So yes, that's it. That's Ash. If you've got any more questions about... This has rubbed my belly, Mum. Got any more questions about Ash? Leave them in the comments. Please like and subscribe to this video. We will be making them every week if we can, to talk about our life here with these dogs, with lupines and wolf dogs. And yeah, share it, and obviously reach out to us if you've got any questions. We've got our website, www.miyax.co.uk. You can find us on Facebook, Miyax Dogs, Instagram Miyax Dogs, TikTok Miyax Dogs, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.